Good afternoon. This is Heidi Meyers, Immigration and Economic Sanctions Attorney. Today we're going to talk about the election of Joe Biden as president and what this means for immigration enforcement. As you know, under the Trump administration, basically any immigrant was a bad immigrant. The Trump administration reduced legal immigration by about 50%. And also took the position that everyone else was to be deported as quickly and efficiently as possible without regard to due process, without regard to hardships, persecution, family members here in the United States, and also tried to closely control everything the immigration judges did, give them very high quotas, just basically wanting to get people deported as quickly as possible. So that should change quite a bit with the election of Joe Biden because, as we know, the immigration courts are part of the Justice Department, which means that the ultimate boss of the immigration judges is the Attorney General. So presumably, whomever Biden appoints as Attorney General will be more favorable to immigrants and due process protections than are the predecessors. Right now we have William Barr, of course. Okay, so however, things will not change from day to night. Things take time. For example, with the immigration courts, many of the older liberal judges retired. They were replaced by many immigration judges appointed by the Trump administration, who were hired specifically to carry out the Trump agenda of deporting as many people as possible, as quickly as possible. So those judges are all still there. The other aspect is that we have right now a huge enforcement mechanism. So we have a very huge number of ICE deportation agents. We have a very high number of CBP officers. And all those federal employees are going to continue working, and they have to keep themselves busy all day to justify their jobs. So I wouldn't expect this huge enforcement mechanism to stop, or it might not even really slow down, because once you hire all these law enforcement officers, basically, they're going to keep themselves busy all day arresting people, locking people up, because they have to justify their continued employment. So I don't expect that to stop. There will be changes, there will be improvements, but like I said, things won't change from day to night or night to day. You might remember under the administration of George Bush, there was a very large increase in the ICE personnel. So there was a great deal of hiring of ICE agents. So those ICE agents were all on payroll under the Obama administration. And as you may know, there were a very high number of immigrants who were deported under the Obama administration. So this huge bureaucracy, this huge enforcement mechanism is not just going to go away. So we have to keep working really hard, we have to keep advocating, and we have to keep the pressure on in the federal courts to make changes. However, there will be good things, of course. The new Attorney General, like I said, will probably be a lot more liberal than the ones under the Trump administration. Hopefully we'll have gender-based asylum claims again. Hopefully there will be reversals in certain policies. For example, the Trump administration had eliminated administrative closure and terminations for people who were beneficiaries of the 601A provisional unlawful presence waivers. As you may know, if you're granted a provisional unlawful presence waiver, you need to travel abroad to be processed for your green card through the U.S. consulate or embassy abroad and come back. And to do that, to depart and come back, you need your immigration court proceedings to be terminated. The Trump administration was refusing to terminate proceedings and was saying that people should take voluntary departure, but planning when you're going to get a court date, when the consulate gives you an interview, that's extremely difficult to accomplish. So in terms of timing, as a practical matter, it just was not practical. So certain things, there will be many improvements, but like I said, we still have a huge enforcement mechanism that will continue operating. You have a huge law enforcement bureaucracy within ICE and CBP, and all those people need to keep themselves busy all day doing enforcement against immigrants. So hopefully, yes, we'll have a lot of improvements, but don't expect huge dramatic changes. On the other hand, in terms of DACA recipients, of course, the administration had fought really hard to get rid of DACA, or deferred action for childhood arrivals, and also was trying to get rid of TPS, temporary protective status, for various groups of different nationalities. So we would expect the Biden administration to continue with DACA, to continue with DPS for people who are, suffering natural disaster or civil wars in their countries, or other things of those kind, for example, from Syria and other countries. So I just wanted to do something quick because we really don't know how exactly everything will play out. I'll do a separate video on possibly what will happen with employment-based immigration. So today we just went over basic enforcement. Is that going to change under Biden? And we just found out he was elected. So we'll see how that plays out. And of course, Trump doesn't want to leave office. So there are many unknowns, and we just have to go day by day and see what happens. All right, this is Heidi Meyers, Immigration and Economic Sanctions Attorney. I'm at 11 Broadway, Suite 925, New York, New York, 10004. My number is 212-791-4007 or 646-508-5225. My email is heidimeyerslaw@gmail.com. And don't forget to like this video and subscribe to my channel. All right, have a good day. Bye-bye.